Hello, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins with me at Nidhi. So, after we saved all the werewolves, we are about to go back to the Dalish camp and see, well, how things have progressed there.
The essence of the wolf's heart has banished all traces of cursed blood from the hunters. It is too bad that Zathrian had to die. I felt it when he departed. I think he was ready to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
It will be difficult to fill Zathrian's shoes. He was our keeper for many centuries, and he will be sorely missed. But I am keeper now. Let me say it officially then. I hereby swear to uphold the terms of the ancient contract our people formed with the Grey Wardens. Call, and we shall come, with great speed and purpose, and we shall strike at your foes. This I swear.
Thank you, Linnea.
It has been a long time since the Dalish marched to
lot.
war, but I trust that in the end, we shall make a difference for you.
Yeah, that would be nice. Achievement unlocked, Poacher. Don't know why, but okay. So yeah, there's still the Hala that we need to deal with. Do we even want that book? Not sure I want that book. Shopping. Let's go shopping.
We are working hard to make enough equipment for all of the hunters. Our armaments will be superior to anything else you find on the battlefield.
Alright, let's trade.
I'm no merchant, but I have plenty that you may need.
Let's trade. So, away with that, away with both of those. Dwarven War Axe. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. 3 daggers, just sell all of them. Duncan's sword we'll keep for the moment. Saw sword. Tier 5, +1 damage and melee critical chance. I guess no. Maces can also go, and Whitewood bow. We have a tier 7 now, that's pretty cool. So I'm guessing that one can just, well, what was it? Damage and range critical. Nah, just sell it. Sell it. Sell it. The Wolf Killer. Now that's situational, but let's just sell it. Bolts also, just sell all those. We now have 3 stacks of fire arrows. I should really start using them more or just sell some of it. Anyways, those ancient elven helm. Well, honestly, it's not that interesting, even if it is unique. Juggernaut helm. Yeah, let's keep it for now. Although we did probably compare it to the one Alistair wears and it wasn't an upgrade, so probably not going to be useful. Oh, here, this one for mages we haven't looked at, I think. But we'll just sell the Dalish gloves. Kalen's gauntlets. I think we have also something better, otherwise it wouldn't be here, but let's keep them as well for the moment. Dalish boots, just sell them. Leather boots, just sell them. Splint May, go away. Heavy plate boots. Let's just sell them. Good money. Leather armor, just sell it. Varathorn's armor, tier 6. +3 armor, nature resistance and stamina. Medium armor. Let's keep it for now. But chainmail has no useful stats on it. Tier 4, ancient elven armor. Plus dexterity, armor, and spirit resistance. Now that could be more interesting because it gives us 2 dexterity on top of generally more armor. So depends how much strength I would have to spec. I mean, it's more than 2, obviously, so the 2 dexterity is offset, or is not enough of an offset to justify this. Yeah, let's just keep it for now. And sell it later to Winter Shield. Just sell those. Aemon's Shield. Okay. So there's a couple of things that we are kind of attached to, but that don't give us a lot of value anymore, like Duncan's Sword or Kaelin's stuff. Anyways, here I'll have to go through and see what we can actually use or not use. Apart from that, we have a lot of gifts again. Diamond, ruby. I think I could sell the diamond. It is not relevant here. It might be relevant in another DLC, the Awakening story. But I think that's a totally separate thing, where we get a separate new inventory. Not sure about that, but I think that's how it works. And otherwise it will be acquirable there for sure, some way. So in that sense, I think I can sell a couple of those, but since I'm not quite sure right now, let's just keep them. Werewolf pelts, now that we're done, I'll just sell them. Almost a gold from that, and wolf pelts as well. Book, Archons of the Imperium, Volume 1, Codex. Okay, we may have to look at that, and it will go into the codex entries or something. Yeah, okay, so let's just hover over what he has to sell for a moment. See if he has anything useful. I mean, we could always take a potent health potion, greater health potion. Things like that we could always use. Then again, we do have a good stock already. Oh, backpack. Didn't even see that. Can I increase my carry capacity? I can. 125. Oh, that's great. Also, what do we have here? We have a Tome of Skill and Sundry. Gives a point to spend on a skill, but is rendered useless after. Let's buy that. And Tome of the Mortal Vessel. Gives the reader 1 more points to spend on attributes, but is rendered useless afterwards. Let's buy that as well. It's always nice to have more attributes and stuff. Right, so for the mages, we have had these gauntlets, yes. She wears plus 20% fire damage. Yeah, that's way better, except for perhaps cold damage, since she is currently pretty strongly spec'd for cold damage. And then again, I think it would be nice to also have a bit on fire, so the fire spell also deals a bit of good damage. So I'll leave that there, but for Win, we can actually give her the spirit damage one. Not sure if she deals spirit damage, but if she doesn't, at least it has more armor on it, right? So just equip those, and then we can sell the studded ones.
To make enough equipment for all of...
Let's barter. Okay. We can sell the studded leather gloves. There we go. Now, for the skill points and tomes. Ooh. So do you have any runes?
We're working hard to make enough equipment.
Let's see, do you have runes? Like this section. No, he doesn't have any runes. Okay. Right, so we have a skill point and an attribute point. So attribute probably is one of those, right? So who could use attributes? Morrigan obviously could always use attributes. I mean, just making her as powerful as she can be isn't the worst thing. Then again, main character, well, why not? Could also use some stuff. But let's go over skills first. Actually quite happy about this. Trap making, well, I'll only increase that if we really need to. Morrigan, poison making, only increasing this if I really need to. And I'm controlling her mostly entirely myself anyway, so I don't need combat tactics. Alistair, I think he could use it because with the requires 12 cunning. Damn, he needs cunning for those. He needs cunning for those, so perhaps I would be better served taking survival on the archer. And then we can progress the Hala questline. Ah well, we'll keep those books in our inventory for now. Yes, I mean, I don't see Alistair getting cunning at all. So let's see what has Alistair currently. He has the combat training, which is the most important one, I think. So these just require level requirement, and this one, exactly the one I chose, has cunning requirement. So I think I might swap the trap making with the survival thing. Is that also... You can detect traps at great range. Okay, so he would have a trap detection range, which isn't too bad since he's usually the one going in first. Yeah, so I might swap those around. Then again, trap detection range I think also depends greatly on cunning, so he's probably not as adept as our archer here. Ah well. Right, so for quests, what do we have? So there's the Hala. We need more skill to do that. Then there's the love letters. We found another one, that's good. Negotiation aids. Deliver a stack of 15 toxin extract samples to the well-connected bartender. Yeah, that's easy. We probably can just buy those toxin extracts. Urn of Sacred Ashes. That's a separate area where we haven't been yet. Then find Rexel. During the travels in Denerim. Okay. Facil's request. Facil's Sextant. Find it. Apparently important to his guild. He's offered a reward. So... doesn't say where we'll find that, so we will probably come across that at some point anyways. Then we have 2 more marks. Caden Fee mercenaries, we killed them. And we have the Ambassador Gainley in Orzammar, so we need to go there first. Flemeth, yeah, we still have to kill her. Mages Collective, find and activate the power things in the Brazilian forest. Did I find the one in the forest? I think I might. Deep Roads... Well, the Deep Roads one surely is missing, so... If we don't get the completion of this when we are in the Deep Roads, we should go back to the forest and search for it, but I think we... I mean, I pressed the tab key to highlight clickable stuff quite often by now, so we shouldn't have missed anything. Then we also need to go to Orzammar, slain the Maleficarum, collect the reward, find 5 scrolls of... Ah, that's what the Scroll of Banastor does, and return to the Mages Collective. Have you seen me? Found Reynold's body along with the Abomination, collect reward. So a lot of collecting going on there. There's more here. Redcliffe we've done, Lothering we've done, and the Alienage we can't access that just yet. The Dereliction Duty, find deserters in Lake Gallenhat, dealt with him. Denerim, dealt with him. Tornas, Frostback Mountains. Yeah, Frostback Mountains, haven't been there. 5 hooded couriers, probably one in the alienage as well. Notices of death. Deliver 4 letters to Lake Callanhat, Redcliffe, and Denerim. I think we haven't been to Lake Callanhat for this. Could do that. Also here, Earl of Redcliffe will have to do the Sacred Ashes, and then we also have Orzammar left. So essentially a lot of things point towards us going to Orzammar, but I think we first go to Lake Callanhat for the side quest.
You know that I'm a Templar, right?
I believe what I heard was that you were not, in fact, a Templar. You were trained as one before you became a Grey Warden.
That's right, but I still have all the abilities of one, of course. That doesn't make you nervous.
Should it? I am no apostate. Perhaps you should be directing this question at Morrigan.
She claims not to be afraid of me, or anything, really. But you've had more experience with the Templars than her. I know how mages can sometimes...
The Templars serve a function, and a necessary one. If what has happened at the tower proves anything, it is that we mages can be dangerous, even to ourselves.
That's one way of looking at it.
And regardless, you seem like a decent enough young man. If you decide to slaughter me out of hand, I'm sure you would at least inform me first, no?
Oh, sure. Count on it.
Ah, that's very reassuring that he will inform us first, before he will slaughter us. Oh, you know what we could do this episode? Go back to party camp and talk to everyone. We have given out a couple gifts lately, so would be possible to have a couple more conversations. So, Severin.
Here I am.
Yes, here you are. Can you teach others to be an assassin?
I'm still thinking about it. I don't yet want the crows to actively hunt me, you see. Maybe later.
Well, you know, we are working with the crows.
Here I am.
So that's kind of good. Some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What's your opinion of the
I know
Dalish?
little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Uh-huh. That's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
And yet you're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
Well, yes, we had some trouble on our side as well.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
Well, I gave you a new pair as a gift, and you quite liked it. Now we know why. Yeah, but how do you feel about the Dalish in general?
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Alright.
Here I am.
More questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Nope. So, can we have
Here I
personal
am.
questions?
Again? I'm game.
No, I don't want you to leave. Never mind. Alright, that's him. Win, anything about your apprentice?
Thank you so much.
This is about Anerin, I assume?
Yes, you led me to Anerin. You persisted, even though I was sure all you were going to find was a dead end.
Well, glad I could help.
I will never be able to repay you for what you've done for me. Finding Anerin allowed me to bring that chapter of my life to a close. I feel free. A great weight has been lifted off my heart. This moment, it feels like the moment before the sunrise, when all the world is still, holding its breath, waiting for first light. I can stop thinking about my past and look forward to the future. Thank you, my friend. You will always have my gratitude.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
Anything else we can chat about?
I will answer to the
Circle?
best of my ability.
Alright, we know everything apparently. Liliana, we also gave you a couple gifts.
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
Yes, that is
It's a
comforting.
beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
Can't make out too many words in that. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Lengthy conversation option, kind of. Cool. And I also liked how they showed the reaction of various party members to that.
Something I can help with?
Alright, so can we talk about something?
What's on your mind?
Want to hear about more tales? Okay.
Something I can help with?
No, don't think you should go. Let's see, Alistair?
Look, before we go any further, I want to say something. I appreciate that you brought me to see my sister, and that you were there to talk me down after we left. You're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah, you're also a friend, Alistair.
Well, now that that's out of the way, ask away.
So,
Of course.
do we have anything new? Nah, we don't have anything. But then, since we didn't get anything out of him by now, after we gave him a couple presents, perhaps he's a bit more talkative?
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Ah, well, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, will you tell me now why you were caged?
I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
So, what happened?
I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
And what happened to the other Kunari?
I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
You probably dropped it on the battlefield.
Perhaps. I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did they know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
Did you believe them?
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
Well, that's not a good reaction. You panicked over a lost blade.
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Wow, that's harsh. That's very harsh. Especially since swords break. Especially when you do combat. They don't have an infinite endurance. I mean, sure, you can tend to it and all, but in a real-life combat environment, you do get irreparable damage on them, and eventually you have to replace them. How can your people possibly think that way?
We know who we are, and what we are meant to be.
Okay, so, where did you fight the Darkspawn? Perhaps we can go search for it again.
Near Lake Calenhad.
Ah, don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Okay, new quest. Okay, that's the companion quest for Sten. That's good.
You called.
So can we talk now?
I am hardly surprised.
Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
So, is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
I'll keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
So don't you ever want to change anything in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
Well, yes, but that might make him a better merchant in the agricultural area. Also, he might be happier.
Happiness is fragile. Nothing can be built upon it that will last. Only duty endures.
You don't think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
Okay. So, can we discuss something you mentioned?
Speak then.
Ah, that's enough.
Then I suggest we move on.
Okay,
As you wish.
so he cannot return home unless he gets his sword back. So I guess we'll get the sword back, then he will say, ah, yes, cool, I can now go home again, and he will say, ah, but you helped me so much, I will help you with the Darkspawn and stay. Probably something like that. So let's go to those two people over here. Emissary Peter.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay, I want to give him runes, and what do
You
the
witness
elves
the rarest
need?
of things, Warden. The Dalish stand ready to defend Ferelden.
Yes, do you need anything?
We have assembled on a short schedule. Certain factors of equipment could be better. Crafting components would serve best. Basic ones like elf root and deep mushroom.
Oh, we have a couple of those. We can provide them. So, turn in crafting materials for the Dalish. Give all elf roots. So now we have uses for these items. Turn in crafting materials for the Dalish. Do we have? I think turning in things, well, does something beneficial. Oh, why do I have multiple stacks of elf root? Ah, yes. Just turn in material for the Dalish, elf roots. So does it do anything?
Generous as always, Warden.
Generous as always. Did it remove a stack now? Removed both stacks. Okay, let's just save for a second. Also, I'm kind of I'm interested. Does it give me XP? So we are at 5166. Burn in crafting materials. All the deep mushrooms. Come on, just give them to them. And leave.
Generous as always, Warden.
And we are at 5456. So it does give experience. So essentially by getting money through crafting and assuming that all these things we donate here can be bought somewhere in infinite supplies, we probably can just generate infinite resources or infinite XP. Right, so turn in runes. All novice runes, I think. The others will keep for now. Leave.
You will have the best equipped army Ferelden has ever seen.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to me. So that's kind of cool. Let's see, what are the better runes? Are the expert runes the better or the master runes? I'd have to have two side by side are doing the same thing. Right, Morrigan,
Yes?
ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Don't think she will teach anyone to be shapeshifter.
Yes?
Something
We're in
personal.
camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Yeah, no new options. Okay. Let's go over to Shale. Talk to Shale.
Ah, I see it found some of the crystals that I told it about. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
They're quite slimming. Don't be ridiculous, they're useful.
I think it takes for granted that it gets to wear clothing and other sorts of colorful things. I think these are lovely. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, lost appreciation. Too bad. Some questions?
It doesn't have better things to do.
Perhaps I have. Yeah, let's move on.
On then.
Good. So,
You
Bowden.
and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
We'll see about that. But anyways, weapons. The Vashial is a main hand axe, which actually could be nice. Let's see. Strength, melee critical chance, stamina regeneration in combat, critical backstab damage, and nature damage. I don't know. I mean, it would be for Alistair, but he has a more defensive one, and this one is very offensive, and yeah, but it would have 3 slots at least. That's good. And high armor penetration. Nah, I think the sword we have is just more versatile all overall. But this one would be a tier 6 sword. 2 damage, weakens nearby darkspawn, so that's something we have, kind of. The damage we don't have, and armor penetration. But the one we have has health and stamina regeneration, which is kind of nice. Also plus 6 damage against darkspawn. Other than that, no, not a lot. Oh, do they keep the items we sell to them? Because I sold a couple crystals to him. And also the Oathkeeper. I think that's something we only get as a human, possibly. So I think he's keeping the... Ah, that's cool. So we never lose an item, we just might have to buy it back with horrendous price tag. But yes, so here we don't have too much interesting stuff, I trust. Yes, that's kind of meh. Alright. The Spell Ward. Now that's looking more interesting. Plus willpower, health regeneration while exploring. Well, that's kind of not an issue. Health regeneration while exploring. Willpower, that helps with resource management. Spell resistance, chance to dodge attacks outright, 10%. I think that might actually be very good for... That's a very good amulet for Alistair. Let's just buy that. Willpower, nature resistance, Stamina regeneration belt. Let's see what we have with the archer. Stamina regeneration versus melee critical chance. Well, reduced hostility, that's kind of useful. Let's keep the one we have. Ranged critical chance. Ah. Now that's something else. But we'll find better ones probably. Also, fire damage or cold damage. Let's get one of those for Morrigan. Then here we have Tome of Physical Technique. 1 point to spend on a talent or spell, but is rendered useless afterwards. That's very useful potentially. Also runes. Lots of these gifts that are either great or terrible. So yes, I think I'll not buy these just yet, but we know they are here. So talent or spell ×2. Or, well, once for a mage, once for a warrior or a rogue. I mean, if I look at spells and talents around here, I mean, we could always get mechanical expertise, so why not? Also, there's a lot of other things, but the archery stuff is complete. The bard stuff, I don't need the last one of those. And here, perhaps there's a couple passives that are cool, but apart from that... Cunning score is greater than strength. Sharpness of mind lets the character use the cunning modifier to affect attack damage in place of the strength modifier. Affect attack damage. I mean, do I... let's see. Character. What does strength increase? Damage from all weapons except crossbows and staves. Ah, so we could get more strength, more damage out of that. But it's 3 points that we had to spend. So yeah, perhaps another day. Not right now. Anyway, Spell Ward. On to Alistair, that's good. So, that's very good. Magister's Shield. Let's see, Win, she has. Yeah, that's good. Shale on the fire stuff also, I think. I was thinking I might take Shale to the fight with Flemeth. There we would need a fire resistance crystal and an ice damage crystal probably. We'll see how that turns out. So this one gives 2 constitution, I think. Magister's Shield probably is a tiny bit better than that. But yeah, we'll see. Morrigan, you get Ember. There we go. So fire damage, electricity damage, and a lot of other stuff. Reduced hostility and +2 healing effects. What does she wear? 2 magic, that's... well, better overall. Morrigan, willpower and mental resistance. Let's keep it at that for now. Yes, interesting stuff that we can do here. Okay, I think we are done in camp. At least I don't think there's much more to do right now. I could respec the characters, but not right now. Perhaps at another point we'll just... well, actually I have many characters that I never make use of. I could just take Liliana, and she is a rogue, so she can profit from cunning. and give her the husbandry stuff, and she could help the Hela. So that's something I could consider in the future. I mean, without the respecking, you probably have to rely on all the camp characters anyways for crafting and the like. So that's something I would have to do in a normal playthrough anyways. But yeah, since we have the respecking, we could also just use the respecking and have all the necessary skills in the party at the same time, all the time. I just never want to respec win again, because then we would lose the potent Lyrium potion recipe that we learned. But yes, guess we'll end it here. Thanks a lot for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and hope to see you next time. Have a great day, and bye.